they just won a game that they expected to win. And if they lose this game, right, then it's like everybody's going to stay on them. So like they were never going to be in a winning position irregardless, because it's like you're not going to get the glory or the satisfaction, right, of like us telling you a good job even when you win the title, because everybody just can't stand you. Welcome to another episode of the Football Kaki. I'm your host, Alden, and I'm joined by my fellow Kaki bros, Paul and Nat. How are you guys doing, bros?
I'm good. How's the Chinese New Year?
Back to work after the long week.
Tired. Tired in a sense where like I don't have to do that much visiting anymore because people visit my place. But the problem is that after a while, right, you just take Chinese New Year as like, I need time to just nua.
Don't we all?
I'm just like at a point where I'm like, okay, it's over. I can sit down and do my things. I mean, like,
and it's still good to collect Ang Bao lah, you know, at this, even though we're still at this age.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Are you all not married here?
No.
Yeah, not yet, bro.
Oh, okay.
Paul is closer than me lah. Let's just call it that. Let's call it that. I think Nat, you're also probably closer than me, so I'm just gonna like divulge it at that point, right? But any extra money at any point in time is always welcome. I'm not gonna reject Ang Bao.
Yeah,
for sure, bro. For sure.
Whatever amount you give me side, right? I'm just gonna take it.
you know, I saw Mothership like posted this I think today or like over the weekend, right? That apparently people when they open their Ang Bao, they receive like CDC vouchers.
No way.
Are you serious?
Bro,
no way.
It's on Mothership. Because, you know, certain like elderly, right, they don't know how to use the QR code from the phone, right? So they can actually get their CDC vouchers all printed out in denominations of like how you see it as on the app, like $5, $2, $10.
Correct.
And then somebody opened the Ang Bao, right, and received like $8 in CDC vouchers.
No, was that intentional or was that accident? That's my question.
I think it's intentional because, you know, maybe some elderlies like they
have no use for the CDC
they live alone,
right?
And then they don't really have like extra cash to give, right? I mean, end of the day, it's still $8 in value. I wouldn't say no to $8 CDC as compared to a $2 note.
Okay,
right, bro.
Then the question, right, is it customary in this sense, right, that Ang Bao must be cash?
No. I've seen like this Chinese New Year, I've seen a lot of creative ways that people give Ang Bao. Like, I think like younger couples that are already married like 1-2 years, right? They are giving like Pokemon cards in
no way.
In red Ang Bao. Yeah.
I'm
not, I swear, bro.
If I get a Pokemon card in my Ang Bao, I'm sounding you out on the spot. Bro, what use do I have? I mean, okay, guys, granted,
if you hit like a Charizard or something, then I think it's worth like.
You know how,
no one is giving a Charizard in the Ang Bao ball. Let's be real about this.
No, it's like unopened Pokemon card, like the fresh pack.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I mean, if it's the full pack, then
like the
maybe, but like
mystery
still.
thing, you know, that kind of thing.
Bro, if somebody give a Charizard in the Ang Bao, right, bro, you have lost the value of what a Pokemon card really means, really. So
hey, don't belittle the Pokemon market now. You know, I think it's pretty intense at the moment.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have lost the value of the Pokemon card because you just give somebody that value to somebody else.
Yeah, unless you give like the PSA, the graded version, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, there's always going to be something the scalpers are gonna go after, man. 10 years ago, it was like sneakers, like Jordans and Nikes and whatnot. Then a bit later, like during COVID, it was the PS5s and all the hype consoles and all the hype games that they didn't have enough chips because no one was producing chips to make enough. Then now it's gone to like Pop Mart and like Pokemon cards. There's always going to be something that people are going to resell. Now it's just come in a form where it's the point of entry is easier to get into all of this.
Okay, but side note, right? Let's get back to the whole point, right? Like, why on earth is somebody giving a Pokemon card in an Ang Bao?
Yeah, no, I don't know, man.
Like, I think maybe perhaps like you say, oh, do you collect Pokemon card? Then if you say yes, okay, then he give you the.
Bro,
that's crazy, bro.
I mean, it doesn't apply to people like non-collectors like us, you know. But I think if you're a collector, why not?
I think it's the principle of it. It's like the expectation from a kid is that he's supposed to get Ang Bao. Can you imagine, right? Everybody gives an Ang Bao. I'm gonna be very honest. Like, kids know which packet comes from you.
Yeah, for sure.
So imagine, right, if you get
probably
like
get it, then they go to the toilet and open already. Sure.
Yeah, if you get 50 cash, $50 in cash, like in 50 Ang Baos in cash, right? And then he gets one packet with a Pokemon card, right? I don't know whether he'll be a good thing, whether he will react or he won't react or he'll be upset. You could just give him the Ang Bao and then the Pokemon card separate, the Pokemon card packet separately.
Hey man, okay. You know what? Enough about this issue. Let the jury decide. Viewers, let us know if you got a Pokemon pack in your Ang Bao. Are you crashing out? Or are you like, okay, I'll take it? Let us know. Let us know.
CDC Vouchers.
Okay, if that ever happened to me, right, and my kid, I'll just tell the fella up front, if I ever get married and I have a kid, right, and you have a kid, right, you're not getting an Ang Bao from me. Because it's just the principle of it, bro. Like, it's just
pick a poison lah. Pokemon card or CDC Voucher.
Just give the fella $8, right? Then you just pay for then just give a Pokemon card packet, and then he can go and do whatever he wants with it.
Yeah. I guess spiritually it's like buying a gift card for someone. Like, I'd rather just give me the cash. Don't give me a gift card where I can the merchants I can use it on is limited.
Correct. It's like it will come to a point where the fella asks you what you want for your birthday or money.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Money is always the best.
Yeah, that's true. But speaking of which, we are going to talk about football now, right? Speaking of other clubs that have a lot of money, right? So there's a lot of clubs that basically got a lot of money right now. Let's just keep it at that, right? But one particular owner has said a lot of stupid comments. He's in a red side and is a Manchester United owner. So we've already talked about that last week. I'm not going to talk about anything, but he's a billionaire. So let's just keep it at that. So for today's episode of the Football Kaki, we're going to talk about Arsenal beating Spurs 4-1, absolutely demolishing their North London rivals, right? Spurs is just going to get worse and worse. We'll call it that. Could this be the year that Spurs finally get relegated? Let's talk about this later. Secondly, another thing is that Liverpool barely scraped by against Nottingham Forest. Oh, wow.
It was bad, bro.
Wow. This one, I don't know how your win 1-0.
Yeah, at least to them, at least they won. At least they get a 3 point.
At least they won, right? But I'm glad it was the second goal given rather than the first one. We'll talk about the first goal later, right? In a bit, right? If that had counted as a goal rather than the actual goal that got counted, right? I'll be flipping over my chair if I was a Nottingham Forest fan. I think I'll flip over the house, then see whether I come back, then I flip the house again. So we'll actually see what happens. And then we have our match of the week, which we are looking forward to, which is Arsenal versus Chelsea. Could this be the point where if Arsenal drop points and City win, and City have a game in hand, 2 wins could actually push Arsenal off the top of the perch? But we shall see. So we also got our What's Going On. So to begin this week's episode of What's Going On, Paul, may you please tell us what is our What's Going On for this week? Now, before we get into today's episode, a special word from our sponsor.
This week's episode is brought to you by our friends at SGWatchHub, your one-stop platform for all things watches in Singapore. Whether you're buying, selling, or simply obsessed with timepieces, SGWatchHub connects you to sellers, retailers, and fellow collectors so you can find that perfect watch for your wrist.
And it's not just a marketplace. They also offer a full range of watch services, repairs and polishing to strap replacements, protective films, watch winders, and even authentication. SGWatchHub also works with amazing brands like Humism, an independent design studio from Singapore that turns time into art.
Instead of traditional hands, Humism watches use laser cut rotating discs to create mesmerizing kinetic patterns on the dial. You're not just reading time, you're experiencing it. One of their standout pieces is the design, part of Humism's Philosophies collection. Inspired by how we exist and experience time, the design forms a constantly shifting starburst pattern as the discs rotate.
And here's the exciting part. SGWatchHub and Humism are partnering with the Chit Chatter for a special giveaway. If you'd love to get your hands on this beautiful piece, head over to our Instagram page and follow the instructions in our pin reel to take part. If you love watches as much as we do, check out sgwatchup.sg and join the community. Big thank you to our friends at SGWatchHub, your one-stop platform for all things watches here in Singapore.
And now, back to the episode.
Okay, I think the What's Going On was inspired by Ned here. I think he said France has signed a new coach after this year's World Cup, and it's none other than the legendary Zinedine Zidane. I feel right. Okay, honestly, just a very fun take. Should national coaches be from the same country? Just like a.
Okay, if that happens to England will never win a World Cup.
I mean, Southgate did go to the semi-finals.
Yeah, but England will never win a World Cup because no English managers ever won a Premier League.
I'm of the personal opinion that yes, it should be.
Yes,
but if you don't, then like Singapore's never gonna go anywhere.
Yeah. That's exactly the point.
Gavin.
Okay, to be fair, Gavin Lee is doing a great job.
Yeah,
shout out to him as a coach. We'll just have to see what the future holds for him.
Because imagine you see, right, like France has Zidane, and then like the other, and in the past it used to be like what Del Bosque with Spain. Imagine now in this era, or maybe in like 5 years' time, like Zidane coaches France, Klopp coaches Germany, Mourinho coaches Portugal, Pep coaches Spain. I think it'd be quite insane, From the national teams have their own national coaches.
No, I would find that fun and I would find that very intriguing, right? Considering the fact that these managers have actually kind of indirectly stated that they would love to coach their own national team. I think Mourinho wants the Portugal job. Eventually, and I think, was it...
Klopp also, yeah. Klopp
I know Klopp,
his dream, right?
Klopp was open
Klopp wanted to manage Germany, right? I don't think Pep has said anything directly about Spain.
Okay, because you see, right, if and when Pep decides to call Man City quits, right, where what's next for him? There's no, he can't possibly go back to Barcelona, that kind of thing. And then what's next? What's possibly next for him? Go to MLS doesn't make sense also.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he just wants to retire. I'm fully open to the fact that Pep retires at Man City, like how Jurgen Klopp is technically doing at Liverpool, and just nothing else after that. Because take a break. Klopp was slated for the German job, as The Athletic has reported recently that for goodness sake, Manchester United and Chelsea were in for him after he left Liverpool. England had contacted him. The German national team had contacted him.
Real Madrid also contacted him, right?
Yeah, the US national team has contacted him also. After he left the Liverpool job, it's just that maybe it's just not the right time for him to get back into management. But even if he never gets back to into management, it's better for his legacy overall.
Yeah,
he's never been sacked from a job.
And he's in some ambassadorial role now, right? I think.
Yeah. He's an ambassador for the Red Bull
group, right?
Yeah. Although he has stated that he would never appear for Leeds United, who are technically now under the Red Bull group, because of his allegiance to Liverpool. He has strongly stated that. So, I don't know if Pep doesn't go to another job. I think that's perfectly fine. He leaves as another manager who has never gotten sacked in his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to the thing. I think Zidane in France, thoughts? I think it's like a matter of time, right?
Okay, and then I go first, then after I let you say.
Go ahead.
I think that this could be very intriguing in the sense where he's going to do if he does what he did at Real Madrid, was basically let the players be the players, right? I think France is fine. But the thing is that at the end of the day, right, maybe is France a team that actually needs structure or do they actually need freedom? That's the part that I'm not really sure what do they actually need. Because at the end of the day, right, if let's say you were to compare like England, right, England actually needed a structure rather than player freedom. But France, maybe because of the way that they play football, the way they're expressive of themselves, right, kind of like a bit like Brazil, do they need the freedom or do they need the structure? Or does there have to be some form of a 50-50 of both, which is what he kind of did at Real Madrid. Is like, okay, I give the players, you get freedom, but you follow this kind of like structure. But he is a player manager. He's not really a tactical manager. He's a player manager. So maybe that's what could help France get over the hump in the future, or just return back to the glory after the distraught way they lost the World Cup in previously. So
but they're not in a bad rut. You get what I mean? Like 2 back-to-back finals is crazy.
Correct. But can they sustain it or not? That's the thing.
Yeah. I think in terms of squad depth, sure. But I think ultimately Zidane is more of the the respect they get from the players, the aura he gets from being France manager. So I think it's quite insane.
Yeah, Ned, your thoughts?
You see it as player manager versus tactics manager. I like to look a little bit more into the bigger picture. Are they a league manager or are they a tournament manager? I think that's a bit more of an interesting way to look at it. Because realistically, for me, Zidane is very much a tournament manager. 3 Champions Leagues back to back. It's nothing to shout about. It's a crazy achievement, but you look at the actual statistics is that this guy has the lowest win rate in Madrid's history as a manager. Yeah, he has the lowest win percentage, but he's still very revered by the fans because of what he's achieved in the Champions League.
Yep.
I think moving forward, France has made a very good decision in picking Zidane. Because let's be real, can any of you really pick out what Didier Deschamps' tactics are?
Not really.
Yeah, exactly.
Mbappe, Pogba, Griezmann.
Yeah, exactly. even Mbappe has stated it himself. I think in the last Euros, he went for an interview. He said, "Oh, what's changed with the France team? Why aren't they, performing up to the standard they were?" Mbappe very clearly outed it and stated as like pure facts, and which is that he makes the run, Pogba finds him, that's it, that's a goal. I think that's very, very true. I don't think as much as France has this revered history of producing footballers through the quote-unquote proper way, not from like the favelas of like Brazil or whatnot. They have the famed academy of like Clairefontaine, and they have an endless amount of talent. Even if you strip the France first team, I think even the second team could probably do a job in a tournament like the World Cup. Yeah. So France has an endless factory of talent, and I don't think they need to be held down by a tactical identity. I think more so they need a bit more talent management, which I think Zidane is a good coach to bring in. I think Deschamps was a good coach to bring in because even though he didn't have the playing career of Zidane. of a Zidane, he's not as widely revered as Zidane or Henry. I think it's still something to shout about when you have a manager that has won the World Cup both as a player and a manager. That's where the respect for Deschamps comes from. So I think with Zidane at the helm, I think it's a really good move on their part. Honestly, Zidane deserves some work cut out for him. I think this is a good job for him to get in the first place. So all the best to that team.
I agree. I think let's see where this goes, especially for Zidane, right? Because I mean, he's not going to be tested until the Euros in 2028. So probably only then will we see that. If he can't even make the qualifying for the Euro 28, right, then we also have to see where it goes also. Because you must remember, France still got to qualify for the Euros. So they still have to go through the Euro qualification process in order to get to the Euros. So nothing is set in stone yet. So let's just take a look and let's just see where this actually goes after that. So moving on, let's talk about Arsenal and Spurs. Spurs gonna destroy 4-1 at home. Oh my goodness.
And we're going to take a quick break in the podcast to thank our friends at City Music, one of Singapore's true pioneer in the music space. City Music has long been known as a go-to destination for musical instruments, but they've also been making big headway in audio and video equipment, especially for creators and podcasters. From guitars and pianos to audio interfaces, microphones, and even video recording equipment, City Music is true one-stop shop for everything music and content creation related, with options for every budget.
In fact, the audio you're hearing right now is recorded using the Zoom ZD-M1 mic, an amazing broadcast-style microphone that delivers professional quality sound on par with other big-name podcast mics, but at nearly half the price. It's proof that you don't have to overspend to sound great. A huge thank you to our friends at CD Music for being a pioneer in the music space and for making sure creators, musicians, and podcasters always have the right equipment for whatever budget and setup they want.
City Music,
powering your sound, your music, and your content.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse after Thomas Frank got sacked, it got worse.
Are you really surprised?
Like I'm not really surprised, right? But I mean, okay, let's just talk about Spurs in a sense first before we move on to Arsenal, right? Like I'm going to ask this question, and I'm going to ask you one question about Spurs, right? Is this the year Spurs is finally going to get relegated? Or you don't think so?
I think the
gap is still a bit far from the.
They're too good to go down, even with how poorly they've performed this season.
Yep.
I don't think there's a player. I don't think, especially the two captains in what's his name, Romero and Van de Ven, are going to allow that to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, but I do think it's probably going to be Romero's last season there.
I highly likely because you say that the gap is going to be small, right? It's only 4 points between them and West Ham at 18.
Yeah, as in, like I said, I don't like you compare a very similar team that was going to get relegated was like Everton, I think last season or the season before.
Yeah.
But that they look more like they were going to get relegated than this Spurs team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they'll survive. Like just by the maybe.
Let's get it. I think they're going to end 17th again.
Yeah, they'll just survive. Yeah.
Okay, no, the reason why I asked this, right, because there's been videos of like Igor Tudor, right, and Mickey Van de Ven and Van de Ven just absolutely ignoring Igor Tudor's instructions to move up the field. So like, are we talking about, have they just given up, or are they just not listening to the manager because they find that there's no benefit?
Correct me if I'm wrong, this is Igor Tudor's first game in charge of Spurs.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's obviously no trust between the players and the manager just yet, especially for a big figure like Van de Ven itself to go out onto the field and okay, I'm not gonna listen to you because like you're new here, you don't really get like what we need at this moment. I'm just gonna do what I want. There's a lot of autonomy in that. He's not wrong for doing so, I would say, because it becomes a move of like, to me, it becomes off as like a move of desperation, like just doing whatever. Like it's not working out right now. I gotta do what I think I need to do, and it bit him in the ass, but the trust is simply not there. Especially, I don't know if you guys like watched it, but literally today there was a article by The Athletic and a video also by The Athletic saying what happened during the sacking of like Thomas Frank, and it was just insider sources saying that he basically lost the dressing room, just to put it like very, very bluntly. Yeah, so I don't know. I think there's a lot of a breakdown of relationship between player and the manager, or maybe players having a bit too much power. I don't think I will go as far as to say that. I think it's just coming off of a very sour relationship between the players and their now sacked manager, and just general distrust of the system.
But from my perspective, right, I look at it. I'll go to Paul also in a bit, right? But I look at it more in the counter to that was like, you are the two expected leaders of this team, and basically you're just outright ignoring the new manager coming in straight up. I don't think that sets a good precedence for the team, lah. Like for me, if I was the captain, right, I'll be like, okay, I don't trust him yet, but I should be the first one to offer the olive branch, rather than I'm the one that is basically just ignoring him. Especially in a situation whereby you're so desperately, you have nothing else to click. Because at this point, the fact that you guys are 16, are like 16th, right? You guys, as players, right, they should have no leverage whatsoever. Because if they had leverage, right, they would have outperformed what Thomas Frank did already. But they don't. They're not. So I think that's maybe my perspective, right? I don't know about Paul. Paul, what's your perspective on this?
Yeah, I just think that it is too much of a transition, and to come in like straight away, his first game is like the London Derby, right?
Yeah.
It's not very beneficial for him. And furthermore, I think when he gave that instruction, they were already like down like bad. They were down like maybe 3-1, 4-1 already.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's like maybe to Van de Ven, it's like, okay, I don't want to concede anymore, Why bother going up when like if they counter, we're going to lose like 5-1, 6-1, that kind of thing. So in his capacity as a defender, as a captain, maybe he's just doing what he feels that, okay, let's just that limit the damage.
Yeah.
And like there's no point in me going up let's to be honest, that kind of thing. What can I do as an extra man? But optics wise, it definitely doesn't look good because
it doesn't.
The whole world can see that, hey, this guy is clearly ignoring the manager,
Yep. And knowing English media, right, they can scrutinize this to a point where it's like
they can twist it on. Yeah.
They can twist it to a maximum lah. But let's keep an eye on this, right? Because at the end of the day, right, there's still 11 games after the season. If it gets worse, it will get worse. If it gets better, it gets better. There's no if or buts or in between. They are in a relegation battle because if you're only 4 points off from the bottom, right, you're not safe at all.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's just look at that, right? But let's move on to Arsenal, right? Arsenal 4 goals. Eze got 2. Gyokeres got 2. Can you stop doing that celebration? It annoys the crap out of me.
Why?
Okay,
bro, you know what I did it? Because he's in my fantasy league. I forgot to take him out from the double game week last week. So, but at least I ripped some.
So it was a beneficial mistake.
Yeah, it was an honest mistake. I forgot to take him out. Yeah.
Okay, but side note, right? Any thoughts on Arsenal's performance, right? Is this a good performance or are they just capitalizing on a very poor Spurs team?
Bro, can I just say, right, all 4 goals, right? You just look at how the defense.
Yeah.
Look at every single goal, how the defense shape was. It was so like
bad
and disorganized. And it's like, I'm only surprised the score was only like 4-1.
Yeah.
But I think like Gyokeres' first goal was like quite nice.
Yeah. The side foot.
Yeah, but it's the fact that how did he get so much space? And then you look at the Spurs team, they're all scrambling.
Yeah.
Which is like, you shouldn't even be in this kind of position.
Yeah.
With like Van de Ven and Romero. I don't think Romero was playing now, but yeah, like quality like Spurs. Props to Arsenal for winning 4-1.
Ned, thoughts?
I don't know. I personally never rated the way that Arsenal play in this current moment. So
yeah, it's more of how shambolic the defense.
I mean, you ask me, genuinely, I do think it's capitalizing off a very bad Spurs team.
Yeah.
And a very disarrayed Spurs team.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, adding on to the point of Spurs, I think it's an infinitely more interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah.
I think it's goodness. Wow.
Crying.
No, I'm not crying. It's just I think for Thomas Frank, right, it's really a case of like whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
Yes.
Everything has gone wrong with him.
Everything went wrong.
Dude,
everything went
you
wrong.
clock it, right? You really think about it, right? James Maddison and Dejan Kulusevski never played a game under Thomas Frank.
That's mad.
Yeah,
Their
that's
two best players
injured,
never played a game under Thomas Frank. You clock it properly. They had a preseason. James Maddison got injured very early in the preseason. Dejan Kulusevski got injured later into the preseason. They never played an official game under Thomas Frank. And these are like Spurs two best players at the current moment.
Yeah. Which is a bit, it's quite insane.
It's quite crazy when you think about it.
That's quite crazy because it's like your two best performers are gone for like almost the entire year.
Exactly. I mean, okay, granted, these two players are made of glass. Like, we saw, especially James Anderson, we sort of expected from them already.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's lasted this long. We really shouldn't have lasted this long.
Yeah.
Without, with that many... I brought it up so many times that I genuinely don't think Thomas Frank is a bad manager. I just really think, like, he got dealt a bad hand in that, he joined Spurs. First of all, he lost two of his best players. His recruitment this summer, okay, granted, yes, I think their window was okay. Who they get? They got Kolo Muani later in the season on loan.
They got Xavi Simons.
They got Javi Simmons, who's a 10. They got João Palhinha.
Yeah.
And they got very early. They got Muhammad Kudus, who I rate. I genuinely rate Muhammad Kudus, and he performed very well earlier in the season. I just think everything, like his biggest backer, Daniel Levy, also got sacked.
Yeah.
Like, really, really, I pity Spurs fans this season because it's not their fault. I don't think Thomas Frank is a bad manager. Okay, maybe he's not a big club manager. He did insanely well at Brentford, but the standards that you get at Brentford versus the standards that you get at Spurs is two completely different things.
Correct.
Even though it shouldn't be, because now Brentfords are 7 and Spurs are in 16.
At the bottom.
Oh,
it's like they flipped everything around to a point, right? Like
he got dealt the worst hand, I would say, and it's not gonna get any easier for Igor Tudor, like dealing with the hand that he's given.
Yeah.
Like, you have players rebelling against you in the first game. Call it desperation play, call it an overestimation of your skills, arrogance almost to a certain extent. For Van de Ven, I don't know. It's just they're a bit of a shambles right now. I don't think I can accurately rate teams play against Spurs.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, what the hell is going on in North London?
Yeah, agreed.
Genuinely.
So back to this, right? Is Gyokeres still? So did Gyokeres and Eze just get lucky? Because they've not been performing very well like in the past few weeks, right? Then suddenly out of nowhere they get 2 goals in this game.
I think that should speak a lot of volumes that Eze has scored 6 goals this season. 5 of them have been against Spurs, right?
Against Spurs, right? Yeah, correct.
Am I
and then
crazy?
he immediately jumped like Youngberg as like the number of goal scorers in the North London derby,
Right.
Like he jumped Youngberg, I think Reyes, all this.
It's
quite easy,
in Spurs' worst season. What is considered Arsenal's possibly worst? No, I can't even say Eze is the worst signing this season. It's not even their worst signing this season.
Is it Gyokeres?
No, it's not even Gyokeres. It's Christian Nørgaard. Yeah, you forgot he signed for Arsenal, right?
Yeah. The Bournemouth fans, they were chanting
Why
at him.
did he sign Christian Nørgaard? It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, I don't know. I just thought that was very, very funny.
Yeah. On the topic of like Eze, right? Bro, you know who he matched? Scoring 5 goals in North London derby.
Who?
Robin Van Persie, bro.
Jesus Christ, man.
in two games, eh. That's crazy.
I think that should tell you everything. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not saying...
everything.
Oh, I'm going to get so much flack from Arsenal fans this
Just go,
episode,
bro. Just go.
This is this is the reason why I keep talking about Spurs, because I think they're infinitely more interesting topic to talk about this season. But anyways, okay, I'm not slating Eze. Eze, I think is a... Okay, I won't say good signing. I think he's a decent signing.
Yeah.
I think they slightly overpaid, especially for the age that he's at. And maybe
But it
not
was
the
more
jump
of a-
because he is Premier League proven.
And it was
But-
a desperate buy because Havertz got injured. like just before the season started?
No lah, I don't think it's a desperate buy lah. I genuinely do think
was,
they
it was.
wanted.
They wanted Cunha at first, yeah.
I always thought Cunha was more of a United signing because I remember that was United's first signing of the window.
No, as in
Cunha.
going heading into the.
I thought Gyokeres was the first one.
No. For Man United,
Man United,
Cunha was the first signing. I still remember like that deal almost got done like before preseason.
Yeah.
Like Cunha to Man United was almost done.
Because they were talking
anyways.
about the rumors like before the season actually ended.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah.
Eze, was he a panic buy? I'm starting to believe that less actually. Because Mikel Arteta plays Havertz as a 9, not a 10.
The false 9, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said false footballer.
I don't know. Crazy. Bro, I still remember someone told me you remember that period of time Havertz was getting played in the German national team as a left back? Do you remember that period of time when Nagelsmann first took over?
That's mad. That's insane.
I have forgotten about that.
Yeah, you forgot about that, right?
I forgot about that.
Someone told me, Havertz is playing left back. You know why? Because he should be left back in the changing room. Okay, I digress. No, honestly, I sort of feel that Mikel Arteta has like lost his trust in Odegaard. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the way that this season is going, I sort of feel that way. I mean, granted, he's still club captain because you don't just, strip captaincy like so easily. Maguire. So I don't know.
But he was bad.
He was bad at the period of time.
Maguire was bad.
He's bounced back. No, maybe stripping him of captaincy was the right move. Less pressure. But okay. Anyways.
Odegaard.
I like Eze, honestly. To see him only perform in North London derbies, I can't even name you the other team that he scored against.
Yeah. I was just telling Elliot before this, like, so many times, I think the past like 1 month or 2 months, right, I've seen, and when I watch the live score, right, Eze always gets subbed out at like halftime, like 45 minutes out. Yeah, 58 minutes out, that kind of thing.
He always mentions this. He's like, every time Paul comes on, he'll be like, the Rant is like, what is this fella doing? Every time you see again, what's the purpose? Every time he cannot start at 45 minutes. So, like, okay, like Ned, like chiming in here, right, I do kind of agree about the Odegaard thing because that's what I initially thought. Because if let's say for example, right, like Havertz is going to get phased out. That's a fact. Like, because he started. He started Gabriel over Havertz as a backup striker. So means that essentially the Havertz experiment is already failed already, right? But the fact that Odegaard, who's the captain of like Arsenal, right, is not playing regularly well, and that now you got basically 3 camps, if let's say you consider Havertz a camp, is the best one Odegaard of the 3? That's the question. Because they're not great hands that you have to deal with. Like, I think they're significantly better than attacking midfielders.
If this was Odegaard like 22-23 season, maybe.
Maybe, yes.
He was on fire that season. I think it's such a shame that he lost his footing in Madrid. He found it back in Arsenal. And then it feels like he's lost it again.
Yep.
I don't know. Is it a confidence issue?
Because he was injured for quite a while, right?
Was he?
For quite a while. Quite a while.
He was injured for a period of time.
Yeah, but I don't know.
No,
it's a shame because I genuinely do like Odegaard as a, like, not really a player, but I can't find myself to like hate Odegaard, even though he brought out the camera to celebrate against us after we lost at the Emirates.
And then they still lost the league after that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't bring myself to hate Odegaard. Or maybe I can because of the handball decision.
Oh yeah.
No, okay. Like honestly, feel bad. I really, really do feel bad for the guy. It feels like he's being chased out of the club.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be him.
Secondary role. Then who should it be?
Arteta.
No. I was talking about their
Other
previous.
players,
They had a play. They used to have a player that should have been chased out of the club sooner, but he was protected. I'm not gonna mention names because
I think I know one. Yeah.
But yeah,
I know, bro. Until the contract expire, right?
Yeah, until his contract expired.
Yeah, then you see what
I don't know.
You read the news, bro. You confirm know one.
I don't have any particular feelings about this North London derby. I always knew Arsenal was going to win, even if that, little hope in me was like, oh, maybe new manager bounce Spurs. Igor Tudor. No, it was never going to happen. They were always going to destroy Tottenham in that aspect. I don't know, it feels like a very nothing burger to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, cool, this happened. We all knew. Let's talk about like the surrounding like environments going on in these two clubs.
It's like they're going, it's like, how to say, like, they just won a game that they expected to win. And if they lose this game, right, then it's like everybody's going to stay on them. So like they were never going to be in a winning position irregardless, because it's like you're not going to get the glory or the satisfaction, right, of like us telling you a good job even when you win the title.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Because everybody just can't stand you. But I mean, let's just move on from the North London derby, because we've already had that already, right? I think Spurs as a conundrum, right, is going to be a problem that needs to be polished, because if they get relegated this year, right, it's going to be absolute disaster. Like, there's just no like way that you can actually accept this from as a Spurs fan anyway already lah. Like that's just a fact. But if moving on Arsenal, right, like 61 points after 28 games is really a very bad like points tally.
Leicester City,
yeah. But unless they win out, if they win out, they get 91 is not that bad. That's the point.
Yep.
But then again,
so it's like now at this moment, number 1 and number 2, if they win out, whoever wins out win.
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
Which comes back to the next question, right? Because for Liverpool, right, you all beat Nottingham Forest, very simple, right? But I have to say this one thing, you're very, very lucky, that McAllister scored the second time, because their first goal, right, is the luckiest goal I have ever seen in my life. It had that been allowed. To be really frank, the handball call is diabolical. It's off his elbow and he's facing the other direction. Goal, How is that a handball?
It should have been allowed instead of this.
It should have been allowed, right? It should have been allowed, but if you allowed, it would be the most horrendous goal I've ever seen. It's a horrible way for Forest to lose. Okay, so yes, I'll hand over to the Liverpool fan, Nat.
Oh my god. Okay, so kids, don't use your phone and drive. I had it on like BBC radio, so it was just nice like broadcasting that match. I almost like slammed my car into a tree, like listening to that match. Like I can't say it here because we get demonetized, but I wanted to do things to myself that would possibly implicate the end of life. Okay, so I genuinely genuinely think we deserve to lose that match. I'm wearing this jersey today to show you my allegiance, and I'm telling you right now, we deserve to lose that match. We should have lost that match. These people are playing like they're not playing for Champions League spots, They're playing like we've won the league 4 games ago, no. Oh my god. Okay, anyways, back to it. Yes, I fully agree that McAllister goal, the first one at least, it should have been counted.
Allowed.
It's a damn ugly goal. I hate that shit. But like, I mean, what's he supposed to do? Firstly, he's not facing the goal. It's not intentional. It's not like, he's Maradona, like hand of God. He's Argentinian, but what's with the Argentinians and handball goals, man? Okay, look, it should have been allowed. He was not facing the goal and his hand was in a natural position.
Yeah.
I agree that he hit his elbow. Like, don't get me wrong. But it's in a natural position. What's he supposed to do? He's supposed to do this and then just hopefully the goal hits the back. He said, "No, what?
Yeah, it's okay, absurd.
I don't know. It's a damn if you do, damn if you don't kind of call. Yep. I fully understand like VAR's call. I wasn't even mad at it. I was like, yeah, we fully deserve to like draw this game. Like that goal should not have been given. Right. And then another like super jammy goal, another super controversial VAR check where like people are saying Ola Aina actually was onside. But I digress. Yeah, I genuinely think we should have lost that game. Like, no joke. I don't know how we scraped 3 points. I don't know what it is with South Americans scoring last-minute winners at the City Groud. Because this is giving me shades of like Darwin Núñez like 2 seasons ago. And that was a McAllister assist also. So, I don't know. Yeah, ran over. That's a pretty funny game. Okay, not really. It was quite torturous. This is like Burnley level performances.
It's like... Okay, that was not offside.
It wasn't. I mean, it's semi-automated VAR. Like, what do you want to do?
The offside shouldn't have even been like an issue, right? But Paul, any thoughts?
You say it's not offside?
It's not.
It's not.
No, because to be honest, I would have given the first one and then maybe like discount the second one.
Because
Yeah.
I find that the first one, right, like is you're making a whole situation up because you cannot even see him behind McAllister. So
as in the first one, no question. Yeah. But I think the second one was Van Dijk, right?
When Van Dijk hits the ball,
yeah,
like McAllister is still being played onside by Ola Aina. Both are being played onside by Ola Aina, basically. It's very tight because they did check the position of McAllister when the ball hit Van Dijk's head, and Van Dijk when Soboslai took that free kick. Oh, not really free kick, that cross.
That cross, yeah.
But it's like,
but it was a very scuffy game. Yeah, super scuffy. I actually, to be honest, I didn't watch the game. Like, I was just looking at the live score. Then I was
we deserve to lose, basically. I'm glad you didn't watch the game. It took years off my lifespan.
I mean, I guess this is football. Like this is how it makes you feel, and then
it is like, right. Even like Media was like, he said that he was so frustrated at this game. He was so pissed off. It's the worst game
genuinely.
But it's giving you shades of the like how they started in the first few games. Like score the last minute again.
No, but at least we were scoring goals then, dude. We played like Newcastle to 4-3. We played Bournemouth to 4-2. Like those were genuinely like good games to watch. This is so jammy. This is like. All three midfielders like couldn't be asked. Wirtz was already injured pre-game. Soboslai should have been up there in camp. I get that you don't want to play Joe Gomez at right back immediately because he's just come back from another injury. But Curtis Jones is not 10. Curtis Jones is an 8 or 6.
Like CM,
like he works a bit deeper. Yes, he keeps the ball for a bit too long, but at least there's purpose for him keeping the ball too long. The thing is, he doesn't like to let go of the ball for unnecessary reason, and that's just his game. So I don't think he's suitable as a 10. Because that's how we build up now. We lost Trent Alexander-Arnold. We got Wirtz in as the creative playmaker. You don't replace Wirtz with Curtis Jones.
He's a silver card on FIFA. But yeah, Jamie win.
Jamie game.
Yeah, I think even I saw the Nottingham Forest, right? They were like, it's like how you should not play in the EPL. They could have just played to the corner, waste time, and then they were just like they wanted to win against Liverpool, but I think that the moments leading up to the goal, right, they keep losing the ball. So I think that's how it got like Liverpool back in the game.
Okay, that one you can
even the manager was like so angry, They're like,
you
why
can
are
kind
they
of blame
like
on the manager because there's just Vitor Pereira. I think he does want to play for a win. He's not like haramball kind of like
like get a draw
manager.
that kind,
and he wants to take advantage of like new manager bounce.
Yep.
But something.
And then you get a place to begin, you win stupid prize.
Yeah.
But if they had gotten the draw right, then they would have been ahead of like West Ham, like predominantly on goal difference.
They got greedy.
Like that, then and it would have been 3 point gap. But then now because they lost, it's a 2 point gap.
Yep.
So if they lose again, right, basically West Ham can bump them. So currently Liverpool, where they are is that surprisingly they won 3 out of the last 5. I don't know how they did it. They are tied with United and Chelsea on points fighting for their final Champions League spot. So they are currently 6th. Is basically the last spot I would believe would be between Chelsea, United, and Liverpool. Unless some slip up really happens, then we have to get the picture. But I think that's more or less unlikely. So yeah, moving on to the next thing. Arsenal's playing Chelsea this coming weekend.
And
this
City
coming
and Arsenal
Sunday.
still have to play each other.
Yes, and Arsenal has to play City down the line as well. So the thing is, right now, Chelsea is in okay form. They're not bad. But if there's anybody that legit don't talk about 49 can or not. Like,
bro, they are hating. Their fans are hating him.
Yeah, I know. It's quite funny. They finally seen what we've always seen. So moving on. So I think the thing is Chelsea is trying to fight for a Champions League spot at this moment. They won 3 of the last 5. So there's a 3-way tie between Chelsea, United, and Liverpool, right? So if Chelsea wins, right, there is an added benefit to them rather than getting a draw. So Chelsea will probably have to try their best to win this particular game against Arsenal. Arsenal cannot lose.
For sure, yep.
Yeah, because Arsenal cannot lose because if City win and City is playing Leeds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, so City is playing Leeds, right? So that is pretty much a much easier match.
Yep.
Than compared to Arsenal versus Chelsea. So if they do that and after that City is playing Forest, these next 2 games is going to be a lot easier for City, right, than it is for Arsenal. Because if let's say they lose this game and City win the next two plus the game against this plus the game in hand, right? Essentially, City stop already. So Arsenal cannot slip up. If the moment they slip up, and I feel that if the moment they slip up, you give the title to City, City's gone already. Like it's bye-bye. 30 games at the 30 game mark, right? If City's at the top of the table, right, Arsenal lose the title. That's my verdict, right? So I'm gonna hand it over to both of you. Paul, thoughts, implications of this match and Arsenal versus Chelsea.
Yeah, I think we're coming down to the last 10 games, right? So I think for them, they will feel the pressure. I think City-wise, Pep has been in this scenario many times.
Yep.
He's just waiting for that one moment, bro.
Yes.
For that slip up, and then he will just overtake you.
Yes, as Ned knows very well.
Yeah, as Ned knows, right? Especially when City, you don't want Man City behind you with a game in hand, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
That's the last thing you want. Okay, I do feel that after Arsenal drew to Wolves, right, they sort of have to wake up. And then I think they did well playing. Okay, not did well. They got the result against Spurs. And then it's a good turning point for them, to get out of that mini rut that they had.
Yep.
But no more, they can't afford any more slip-ups. If not, they're just going to give it away.
Yep.
And they're going to cement themselves as the bottlers in EPL history.
Ned,
I think this will be the worst.
The worst bottle. If they really bottle, this will be the worst bottle. Ned, your thoughts?
Okay. I'm going to just get this out of the way. Arsenal are not going to lose this game against Chelsea. Yeah. And it's the same feeling I have
against
the North London derby. It's simply not going to lose this game. Let's break it down. Stats. I have the
not going to lose, but draw, win.
Okay, let me go through the stats. Head to head, right? In the past 6 matches, I'm reading it off AI score here. In the past 6 matches, right? Chelsea versus Arsenal, okay? Let me see it. It's 2 EFL Cup games and 4 Premier League games. In the past 6 matches, Arsenal have won 4, drawn 2.
So they're not lost lah.
They've not lost the last 6 games against Chelsea.
Let's
pull up recent form. Past 5 games for both teams. Arsenal have won 3, drawn 2. Okay, Chelsea have won 2, drawn 2, and lost 1. This is Arsenal's game to lose. Let's be very, very honest here. I have no further thoughts on it. The stat speaks for itself. If Arsenal do lose it here, then happy days. Chelsea are in a better spot overall for Champions League spots. But overall, if Arsenal do lose, then yes, I will concede that they are probably not going to win the league after this. But all honesty, they are not going to lose, and I don't expect them to lose. Simple as that.
Yep. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it as very simple, right? Because every single prediction I've got wrong. I've said this year has pretty much been wrong most of the time. So, I look at it in a very simple manner, right? In terms of stakes, there's more at stake for Arsenal than there is for Chelsea. But it's it's like Arsenal is you play not to drop points. Chelsea is play to gain Champions League advantage. And I think the motivation for the Champions League advantage is a lot higher. It's a lot bigger for them because they have to get that in order to basically prove that this project is working. Especially for the how much million you report in the club over the past don't know how long. So let's move on to predictions, boys. What's the score?
2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah. I feel like 1 new Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. I'm gonna go safe. I'm gonna go 1-1 draw. So I'm just gonna go with that 1-1 draw.
If they draw means they might lose the lead, no?
I know. Which is precisely why I think it's probably gonna be a draw. Because Arsenal surprises you. No matter what you do, right? How the heck you draw the Wolves?
But they're wasting time some more.
And the way that they drew the game, bro, it's just miscom between Raya and Gabriel, right? So, never mind. So, with that, boys, you got anything else to add before you head off?
Oh, good, man. Enjoy the whatever last few days of Chinese New Year.
All right.
I just felt like the holiday, the thing just went by so quickly.
Yeah, it was true. It's true. So, that's it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki. All right, so that is it for this week's episode of Football Kaki, brought to you by the Chit Chat Podcast Network. Now, for those of you who are tuning in, we just want to say thank you, and we hope that you continue to watch our other shows, which are the Copy Post every Monday, where we have some fun interviews lined up for you. And if you do like the news in a different light, we do have the Loud Tales podcast every Friday. We come together and talk about news in a fun and unique way. So, with that, boys, you got anything else to add before we head off for this week?
We're good. I'm good, brother.
I'm good. I just hope the games are better this week.
Yeah.
Oof.
I hope so. Yeah, United's playing tonight. We are recording this on a Monday, so it's about a couple hours. Let's just see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah. We're not going to react to the game because we don't know what's scored. So with that, have a great ahead. See you all soon. Chinese New Year. 新年快乐. Bye-bye.
Bye.